Hey, this is Jordan Stevens and Kevin Baltazar with our second video. And in this video, we're going to teach you how to create a window in Adempier. So first, we're going to start out by explaining what a window, a tab, and a field is. A window is the entire caption box that is shown right here. A window is a way to represent a schema, and a schema is a set of tables that are related by common fields such as primary keys and foreign keys. Now we're going to go from there, which is a tab, which are along the left side. These tabs represent tables, and then finally the fields. The fields will be like like all these information, which will basically be the columns that are represented in the table. Now that we've defined those three variables, we're going to go to Postgres, and we're going to create a database in our Adempier database. So we're going to create a table in our Adempier database, and we're going to use the code that's shown on the screen, SQL code that's shown on the screen. We're going to put this code in the description below, and we're going to this code basically creates a table for you, and each line of this line of this code creates a column in your table, with the most important being your top two first lines. So basically, the first field or first line should call the name of the table _ID, and in this case, since our table is called CMOM, or minutes of meeting, the first field is called C_mom_ID. Once we have this table created and we run our script, then we're going to go over to Adempier, and we're going to log in. We're going to first log out and then log in as system. So system, and then password is system. Once we log in as system, we're going to go to system administrator. Yep. And then once we do that, we're going to click the table and column. It will pop up the lookup record. And click on the new record button on the bottom left corner and enter the following details. So the DB table should be C_mom. The name should be minutes of meeting. And then we can have a little description for it and a comment for it, just to let you know like what the table is. The database access level should be all. User maintained and centrally maintained, and yep, that should be good. So then we're gonna create click create columns from the DB button. Select user maintained as, yep, that looks good. It shows all of our tables and all of our columns that will be associated with this table. And now our table is done. So now that we've got that table done, we're going to click the window, tab, and field menu, and we're going to click on new record button in the bottom left corner. Once we do that, we're going to click our client as system, our name as minutes of meeting. Our description will just be the same, but you can add your own description for the type of meeting or type of situation in your table. We're going to have window type as maintain. We're going to have entity type as user maintained. And we're going to have sales transaction not clicked. We're going to unclick that. And after we do that, we're going to click on the tab for the window minutes of meeting, and click on new record toolbar button, and then we're going to click we're going to say MOM, our table that we added in Postgres, and we're just going to have a description of it, just basic minutes of meeting. And then the table is going to be C_mom minutes of meeting, or just the name of the table that you were using. and then we're going to have user maintained, and everything else looks good there. And then we're going to click on the create field button to create tab fields from the table columns. This will pop up an information window showing additional details about this process. Click on the tick button. If everything goes well, you'll be presented with a list of fields that will be generated. After that, we're going to go to the field sequence tab to see the default sequence in which fields will appear on the tab. In case you want to change the sequence, you can do it in the sequence area. Select the field whose sequence you want to change and use the up and down arrows keys to change right or left position. Basically, this will determine what order your columns will be in your actual table. So if you want your chairperson to be at the top, you'd move it up. So if the higher it is on this list, the farther to the left it is in the table as the columns. So now we're going to order this into the order that we want. So now that we have our sequence and the way we want it, the columns in our table the way we want them. Now, some of these names here don't look very readable. They have an underscore value in them. If you want your column names to not have these underscore values, you're going to go to the field tab and correct the name field values. So you can just double click and just try to change it. So if you want it to be like start date and not with the underscore, you can just put that little space there, just so that the columns look more readable at the top. And once we change all of these underscores and it looks more readable, then our window is done. Now that we have our window done, we're going to add it to our menu. So we're going to click on the menu, system admin, general rules, system rules, menu. On the lookup record menu window, click on the new record button in the bottom left corner. Fill in the details and save it. So we're going to have the name being minutes of meeting. The description can be minutes of meeting or whatever you deem necessary for that certain table or that certain window. And we're going to make it user maintained. The action is going to be window. Underneath the window is going to be minutes of meeting. And we're going to have centrally maintained clicked, and we're going to have active clicked, so that looks good. And we're going to save it, and now we're going to log out and log in as garden admin. And now we're going to click the tick button. Now that we have that, you can go to menu, and we're going to see that the minutes of meeting menu item, and you can click on the minutes of menu item. This will bring up the minutes of meeting window with one tab, MOM. You can see that you're able to fill the fields and save the register. And we can just put the name of the meeting. We can say like the chairperson, the start date, start time, that sort of thing. And these are just determined by that initial code you set up in the Postgres database for which tables you want to have for that. So like we're just entering in just a basic meeting, so like somebody could catalog this as a user. And once we do that, we're gonna click save it, and we can X out of that, and it would show it in the table. It's gonna show it in the table. Well, you can Yeah, and it will show it in the actual table and show you the minutes of meeting, start date, start time, all those entities. And now we're finished with putting a window into our Dampier. And thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.